Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is Andy, Next Play Records. I'm going to go through a batch of records that I found a couple of weekends ago on a trip to North Carolina with my brothers. We went to Charlotte, the Charlotte area, went through Noble Records, Matt Dillon, had an awesome time, made the trip, got a t-shirt obviously, and we also went by Hardy Boy Records, who I had followed on Instagram. It looked like a good place, and it was. The pricing there was awesome. Good selection, a lot of good dollar bin records to dig through. So we had a good time there, and then we finished up at Lunchbox Records. We were kind of rushed, and they only allowed 5 people in at a time, so the experience there wasn't quite as good, but they have a unreal selection as well. But we had a great trip. Noble Records was the highlight. Dillon was a fine man that, you see him on videos and you expect him to be down to earth, and he sure was. And we chatted almost the whole time with my brothers and me and Dillon, and just enjoyed. We were in there for 3 hours, picked up some records. It was great meeting him in person. So we look forward to going back to Noble Records for sure. So I'm gonna start off with this record I didn't actually buy on the trip. This is Gram Parsons' solo album. I actually bought this from my brother. This is a reissue, a good quality reissue. My brother bought the original from the Holy Moly Wall at Noble Records, so he then sold me this right when we got home. So good pickup. Next one is a Lowell George, his first solo album. Great. Little Feat lead singer, and he made some great music on this record as well, from Noble Records. These first few are all the ones I picked up from Noble Records. I got the 75 note of Hank Mobley, No Room for Squares. It sounds great. Couldn't pass it up. This is one of his best. By most people who love jazz say that this record's one of his best, and it is really, really good. Next one I picked up was, one of those steals. It's a low price record, not a lot of value to it, but and I didn't know what I was getting. This is one of those blind buys. This is Paul Desmond, who was in the Dave Brubeck Quartet, saxophone player. And this is basically Paul Desmond playing songs from Paul Simon and Simon and Garfunkel songs. So it's really good. It's called Bridge Over Troubled Water, Paul Desmond. Next one I picked up is Essential. My favorite jazz piano player, Bill Evans Alone. This is also from Noble Records. It's just so good. This is the original in good condition. Picked up a reissue of Last Night Blues by Lightning Hopkins. It's on the Four Men Beard reissue label, but it's got the Prestige Bluesville. Very, very good music right there, blues. Picked up original stereo of an Incredible Jimmy Smith Open House. Solid as always. He's got some great players with him on this. You got Blue Mitchell, Jackie McLean, Ike Quebec, and Donald Bailey on the drums. So terrific music. Also from Noble Records, this is one I had my eye on from some videos that Dillon was showing over the last weeks before we came. And it is the tenor conclave, John Coltrane, Hank Mobley, Zoot Sims, and Al Cohn all play on this, and they tear up their own solos on each track and can't beat it. On top of that, some clear audiophile vinyl. Now I'm gonna move on to what I found at Lunchbox. I ended up picking up Kanye West's Jesus is King. I think it'll be a good collector item, but it's also got some really good tunes, and it's really amazing what he's done with his music so quickly after becoming a Christian. But this is just really, really good stuff. My whole family loves it, so we spun it a couple of days ago on the blue vinyl. Kanye West, Jesus is King. This was from Lunchbox. The only other one I got from Lunchbox was another Blue Note. It's 80th Kenny Dorham Trompeta Toccata. This is how you say it. But it is terrific as well. Joe Henderson on the sax, Tommy Flanagan, Richard Davis, Albert Heath on the drums. It's great quality, obviously. Can't beat those 80 notes. Great deals. And then from Hardy Boys, what I noticed is their pricing was a couple to $2 to $3 cheaper than what you would expect to pay for each record, and they were in good condition too. So first one I got was a reissue of Townes Van Zandt Delta Mama Blues. Right there. It's one of my favorite records of Townes Van Zandt. Look it up. And then I got an essential Stephen Stills Manassas. Tons of good music. I didn't really listen to this a lot, but I just knew that it was the type of music I would like. And, you know, they have that sound, that Allman Brothers type sound, you know, with the Stephen Stills record. So good. Another one I got is another one my whole family loves, Lauren Daigle. This is a 45 RPM version, double LP, and all of her radio releases, as well as other great songs, are on this album, and this is her best by far. I got a great deal at Hardy Boys for this. Lauren Daigle, Look Up Child. Another one I got from my brother after the fact. He must have found it in the dollar bin. I think at Hardy Boy or Lunchbox is Rolling Stones, and it doesn't have the original sleeve, but the vinyl is in awesome condition. Exile on Main Street. Vinyl is in great condition. And yeah, I know I grabbed that record wrong, but we'll clean it up. But that was a good one. My brother was nice enough to give it to me, or sell it to me for pretty cheap, based on what he paid, rather than put it in his store in Georgia to sell it. So this is the only one out of this batch you're looking at that in 2 weeks, I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. I listen to a ton of music. I don't just buy records to collect. If I buy it, I love it, and I'm gonna play it. So, Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. Another one I got from Hardy Boy, another essential, Steely Dan Asia. Everybody knows this one. Good condition copy. I was happy to get it. Another one my brother sold me from the dollar bin, Jim Croce. Don't mess around with Jim. Solid. Not the greatest sounding pressing. This is probably a reissue. I haven't even really looked that up, but it sounds good, not great. And yeah, this is a repress from 1972. Jim Croce. Just some great songs on there, though, that everybody knows and loves from him. And the last one I picked up was a Tone Poet from Hardy Boys. Chet Baker Sings, Unreal Price. This one's worth well over $30. I paid under $25 or so for this. It was opened, but mint, near mint, all the way around. I was happy to get that one. So those are all the records I found on my fun trip to North Carolina with my brothers. Hope you like it. And until next time, keep spinning that next play.